Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hot Topics, the show, the podcast where we create, inspire, and
Transform, of course.
there you go. This is Gloria Goldberg, the founder of the podcast Unbreakable Life with Glory, where I talk about depression, anxiety, and PTSD, a natural way and a holistic way to always make you feel better. And next to me, like always, my beautiful co-host, Kia Baker.
Hey, it's your girl, Kia. And for those of you who don't know me by now, my name is Kia Baker. I am the creator and host of the Female Veterans Podcast, Woman Warrior Stories, and success coach at London Real Academy, where we have just launched a new course called DeFi, and it's amazing. Let me tell you, it's incredible so far.
That
So,
is awesome.
Gloria, where are
Yes.
you at?
I'm here in the other side of Costa Rica. I'm in the mountains now, not in the jungle.
Oh, wow. What are you doing over there?
Well, I went to see the highest volcano here. The name
Mm.
is, I get confused with the name. The name is, okay, I'm in Urrajas. I'm in Urrajas. Oh, yeah, and the volcano, the name is Irasu.
Hmm.
So it's like 40 minutes from here up to the mountains is the highest volcano here. So I'm very I'm in like an hour ago from the city, like very deep in nature, I would say in the mountains, not in the jungle.
Wow. So, well, then if your connection gets weird, we'll know why, because you're by a volcano.
Right, I am by a volcano. I'm a volcano, so I have to be next to a volcano.
Yes, you're hot like lava. I can attest to that for sure. So, tell me now, you've been in Costa Rica since May. How do you love it?
Oh, I can describe that. It's like every day I'm falling in love with this country. It's like, no, I'm not coming back to the States. And in fact, I'm looking for a place to live, like to build or to rent for a long time. But I'm definitely staying. I love this place. Love it.
Wow. It looks beautiful from what I've seen. And if you haven't been following along on Gloria's stories on Instagram, then you absolutely have to do that. She shows lots of great images of everywhere she travels to around Costa Rica. And she is just having an amazing time. And it's so beautiful and meeting cool people. And we met one last week on the show. So if you
Yes.
haven't seen it, go to our Hot Topics Live Facebook page and go to last week's episode, and you can see her friend come on and talk all about the adventures that they're having and experiencing with the expat community in Costa Rica.
Right now, I'm with my friend Trudy. She's an expat, and she lived for 5 years in France. And she just got back from France, and landed here in Costa Rica. So I'm traveling with her, and this is amazing. This is amazing, amazing. I got a very good deal where I am, very good and cheap. So I love it.
What's your favorite part of Costa Rica so far?
I Punta Arenas. I love Punta Arenas where I am in the jungle. I'm more jungle women. Yes, I love the jungle.
It sounds amazing. And so, if I was going to come to Costa Rica, knowing me the way you do, where would you suggest that I go?
I don't know. I don't know. We probably would. I would take you to 360 Hotel in Uvita. It's like a freaking beautiful hotel. Like it's up in the jungle, and the views are 360. The ocean, the mountains, and the animals is like it's like a fantasy, like a fantasy.
Oh, you know me well. 360 views, a posh hotel in the jungle. Those are all my favorite things. So at least high up on my list of favorite things anyway. So,
And they
yeah.
and over and over there the service is like a white glove, so they it's like a boutique, and it's very like a it's like a 13 or 22 rooms. It's not too much, and they're not rooms, they're like a little cottages, so you feel like you know VIP treatment, glamorous treatment.
My favorite. So, so I can't wait to come to Costa Rica. I'm really excited about everything that you're experiencing over there. And everyone has to go check out Gloria's Instagram and find out more about everything she's doing every single day over there, and amazing insights and wonderful experiences you're having in the spiritual community as well, right?
Yes, big time. Because I came here to transform my life, and I'm doing a huge transformation. And when I go back to the state, nobody's gonna recognize me.
Are you ever coming back?
I have to. I have to. But Kia, this morning at 4:50, I was doing my tea, and I feel something that crawl in my feet, and the cat, it was in the kitchen with me, and the cat saw what it was crawling on me, and the cat went and jumped on my feet and removed it away. You know what it was?
What
A,
was it?
scor- a scorpion, like this big, Kia, like this big. I almost have a
Oh,
heart attack this morning.
oh my God. I would have had a heart attack. Thank God you took in that cat.
The cat did like this, boom. I feel that the scorpion crawling through my feet. So and the cat came, like, saw that and came and moved it away. And I said, I can't even record it because I was like, at 4:50 in the morning, like, what is this?
That's insane. Yeah, that is one
Insane.
thing that will take some getting used to, I think, about Costa Rica is all the things that can kill you.
Yes, snakes and huge insects. But it's part of the journey. A part of the country is beautiful. I like
Yeah,
that. A lot of
yeah.
people will scare for that, but you know,
No.
jungle is not for everybody. But I love it.
Oh, I certainly can visit. We'll put it that way. I can visit for a bit. So in our green room, we have two of my absolute favorite people. And I am so excited to bring them out to meet everyone because this episode is all about, authenticity and being a parent and being a happy couple and making all of that work. And that is some difficult shit right there. Okay.
Right.
So believe me, I know. So what I have done for everybody is because I have such an ability to connect. I have this beautiful network all around the globe of some of the most incredible people you could ever want to meet with profound knowledge and so many different fields, right? So what I did today is I brought on the host and creator of the Authentic Mom podcast, as well as part of the Quantic Family, the head of the Quantic Family, both of them, an amazing couple, a power couple, if you will, that raised 5 beautiful children, and they do it in the most amazing and incredible and fun and loving way that is so rare and refreshing to see. So I wanted to bring them on Hot Topics Live and share their message with the world. And maybe it'll help somebody to live a more happy, more fulfilled life, because parenting is hard and being in a partnership is hard. And if we can make it a little bit easier, we can all be a little bit happier. And that's the goal of Hot Topics, to help people be just a little happier in life. So
feel better.
Yeah, to make you feel better. So shall I bring them in, my love?
Of course.
Oh, amazing. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, guys. So happy to see you.
How are you?
You too. Excellent. How are you? You're excellent, Gloria. And Kay is all smiley.
So welcome
Mhm.
to Hot Topics. And can you tell everybody where's your location? What time is now?
Where are we? We're in the south of France, near a big city called Toulouse, and the time is nearly 10 o'clock at night.
Hmm.
So yes, we managed to get the children sorted in time. Mostly sleeping. 3 are sleeping, 2 are occupying themselves. What time is it for you guys?
Okay, for me, Costa Rica is 1:52 p.m.
And for me, just north of Portland, Oregon, it is 12:53 p.m.
Okay. Still the
So
same day, just.
yes, just barely the same day. Well, I want to say thank you to you guys for coming on so late and sharing your story with us. I want to just jump right into it. And I want to ask you guys something that I never asked you, being that we've known each other for, I don't know, almost a year now. So, how did you guys meet?
The magic of work.
Yeah, I was a student, and I moved to Toulouse for a placement at the end of my engineering master, and we basically met in the hallway. And I have this clear memory that I just walked down this hallway, and there is this man that I've never seen that is walking, coming towards me, and he's smiling, and I just fall in love at first sight. That's how we met.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh. So it was the
God.
smile that did it for you?
Yeah, he had an energy, there was this I just knew life took us on a very interesting path then. But how long was it when we first met? Then it was
We met in
15 years ago.
2005.
Wow.
Yes, it's 15, 16 years.
16 years ago. Yeah.
That goes fast, doesn't it?
Wow. So, Mags and Keith, you guys have created a beautiful family together. So, but I know this much, it wasn't always easy. So, can you give us a little bit of background on some of the experiences that led you to found your podcast and your coaching practice?
2 burnout, couple crisis, changing houses, questioning having children ever. We're together.
I had 2 from a previous relationship, so I really wanted to be with Mags, and I didn't want to rush into more children. So that was a sticky subject to make a blended family. Marriage as well. So I was divorced. Didn't want to marry again. No, thank you. Well, that was tricky as well. So it took a few years to get to the point where I definitely wanted children with that, which was a very good move. That really brought us together. That was a big decision.
That was the only move possible for me.
I needed to do that, but luckily it came. I really wanted to have children with Mags for sure. So we tried and we did. That was brilliant. So 3 children later, that was a very excellent move. And the marriage, I didn't want to do all that again. And after a few years, I really I saw what it meant to Mags when we learned. We went through 5, 6, 7 years of really working on ourselves and having really tricky times. So the marriage came when we were much better in ourselves, and now I was able to communicate much better with Mags, and she clearly said that it's such an important thing for her and why. So when she explained that, it was clear to me that it was a thing to do to prove my love to her. I was really happy to do it, and I'm really glad I did. So now I've changed my mind on marriage, and I think it is an awesome thing.
And I think that that's a real message to tell people. During our journey, I really feel that women, we are we're the leaders in these little changes. I don't know why sometimes I feel just, I never expressed how much it meant to me. And the day I opened my heart to him with all my authenticity and who I truly was, he just looked at me and he just then wanted to make me happy. We're together because we want love, we want passion, we want life, we want experience. We're not here to be miserable together. We fell in love with each other by looking each other's eyes and just wanting more of that. But I was stuck in my own head, seeing all the things that could go wrong and all the things that could not happen. And one day, I was at the tip of lots of things, and I had an incredible therapist that just made me write on a piece of paper all I wanted to tell him with my heart. And I did. And because I did, thanks to that, he said yes. And we had the same type of event happen around our third child coming to the world, and in our family. We had this type of deep conversation where I just said, my head says no, we already have 4 beautiful children, but my heart cries for it.
So we said yes. We decided that on our anniversary. We went out for dinner, and it was a debate of, do we have another child or not? Do you really want one or not? And again, it was quite quick. We went to the restaurant, we were ready, and he said, you need to give us half an hour or so. And he said, yeah, no problem. So we went off for a walk in a town near here, and we had the discussion, what do you really want? And she said exactly that. My head says, no, it's too complicated, and we need this and that, and it's more time. I said, well, what does your heart say? I really want another one. I want the third. I want the last one. Okay, we do it. And voila. We celebrated that day, and 9 months later, out she came. And she really has brought the family together. The little one really, really is like a big belt around the family. So that was a great decision as well, because she spoke with her heart and she explained to me with her heart, what else can we do? It's the right thing. You can't, if you think with your head all the time, then you don't end up doing all the things you really need to be doing. So that's something we've learned for sure. Go with your heart, not your head.
That's beautiful. Gloria, I feel like you want to say something, and then I have so many questions.
I'm gonna talk up, in behalf of women. Like, a lot of women talk with the heart, but men doesn't listen to that. So what is the key for women, or what is the way for women to talk to a man, for a man to understand the way you understand your wife when she opened her heart? Because I thought maybe she was opening her heart for a long time, but it got to a point that you really listen. So what happens? It's like there's a lot of women out there with they pouring their heart to their husbands, and their husband don't understand anything about it.
I think you're right. It's a really good question. I went to see, in fact, the same therapist as Mag. I saw Mag changing for the positive after. It was quite tricky for us. You can imagine, with 2 children already, then we had the first and then the second, and it was really tricky at work for her. Life was really, really, really difficult. And between us we thought everything was great, but it was actually, even work for me, it was really tricky. Is it all this, like a lot of people get, the pressure just builds up so much without you knowing exactly why. And I saw the massive change in her, and she said, well, you can go and see this lovely lady. I was like, why would I do that? I'm fine, as a lot of people do, especially guys, I think. And after a while, I realized that I saw the changes in her, and I really liked what she was saying, and I could see how she was trying to improve. And I just said, I'm going. And she said, well, it's too late. There's a massive wait to go and see this lady. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. So I called. I got an appointment, and like somebody cancelled it that week. I was within a few days, I saw her. And I just sat the lady, and I just expressed what I wanted to do, where I was in life, and cried like a baby. Just everything came out there. I couldn't believe it. And then I went off. She gave me some things to work on. And then I saw her every couple of months for 5 times, maybe, that's it. And just completely changed. To allow this other person to help me change and become a better version of me was a great thing to do. And I went through a very quick, a very harsh changing process, transformation over about 6 months to nearly a year. Yes, about 10 months, where I just felt this amazing cleansing inside and became much more of a centered, aligned person for myself. And I felt much better about myself and accepted things. And by doing that, I opened the door to Mags, and Mags was doing the same thing in parallel, which is sort of the secret, really. We're both doing it, working on ourselves. And so both doors opened. So we started to listen to each other more properly and communicate in a much better way. And the magic just happened. Is we suddenly listening, all right, and give each other space. I was really worried. I'd failed marriage before. I thought, I don't want this to happen. So I was always nervous about everything and trying to make sure everything was right all the time, which guys tend to do. We fix things, Mags would complain or cry or say something. I just want to put my arms around her, fix everything. I've got all these ideas. She didn't want that. She didn't need it. So I learned that she needed space and not to worry. So that's one of the big things, was to listen to my wife and let her express how she felt, even if it was crying, it was anger, whatever. Just listen and be there and be very present. Let her finish, give her masses of space until she's ready, and then ask, is there anything I can do to help? If she says no, then okay, I'll leave you alone for a bit. If she says yes, you could do this for me, then I do that. And that was completely transformational. It was incredible. So I ended up doing nothing sometimes, just listening, really listening, saying nothing. And then, is there anything I can do for you, madam? No, it's okay. She would go away. I would carry on for 1 or 2 hours, maybe. She would come back, give me a big hug. Thank you so much. I did nothing except listen and give her the space. And I got that in return. And so I think that the trust and understanding switched immediately. And because we were both feeling better about ourselves and really working on this all the time consciously and giving each other that space, the relationship just went up and up. The strength, we just grew in parallel, and it just gets better and better.
I also think that there's something that I did differently. Because, when Gloria, you were saying, that they pour their heart to their husbands, but they pour their heart with full of expectations and needs. And I want this. You should give me that. This is, and therefore it's like requesting something. As suddenly there, I just spoke about me, about who I was, what I wanted, the fact that I always hoped for having that beautiful day where for once I will be the center of attention and I would have all the eyes on me just because I'm me, and I deserve this, and I choose him. I've always wanted to get married, but I always wanted to get married with him because it's him, and I want children because it's him, and not because it's the time. So I also changed the way with I spoke from my heart, but about who I was.
Something else we did as an exercise, which we recommend in the course we run, is we actually ask each other what they wanted, what the other person wants, and what they would like to understand and know and feel loved.
How they would like to receive love.
Because if you like for me, I'm a hugger. I love my hugs. I love the contact. Mags didn't. She prefers other things. So she was thinking she showed me that she really loved me by doing what she needed to feel loved, not what I needed. So I didn't feel this love. And she was like, it doesn't make sense. And I was doing the same. So we were both doing what we thought we needed ourselves and not what the other person needed. So when we actually expressed what it was that we needed, she did it for me. She give me a hug every day. That's it. A few times a day, more. That was it. She's like, that's it, really? Yeah, that's it. You can say you love me all you want. I want to feel it. And I show different ways. So to express that to each other, it's such a simple thing to do. And it gives you a chance to actually show your love to each other every day in little ways. It makes you feel really good, right?
Beautiful.
Wow. Wow. You should be the quantic husband, so you can teach other husbands to be a quantic like you.
That's really kind of you. No, we did
The
do that.
quantic husband.
Good.
I mean,
That's a great idea. Absolutely.
That's
Roll it into the program, guys.
There's a lot of men out there desperate to understand their wife, and they don't know, and they're trying, to please, but they don't listen. And there's not like they don't want to listen. They don't know how to listen. So when they're coming from another man perspective, it will be more different and more better to understand that what you just said. And it will be, part of your program, the quantic husband.
That's I think you're right. But the other thing is, I fully agree now. I mean, from my point of view, I'm ex-military. I've come from a background that's not like silver spoon in the mouth background. So life's always been like a bit on the defensive, and I'll get on and do things. Loads of extreme sports, especially when I was single. For me, there was no meaning to I just do anything crazy. I don't care, and I've really, really changed. And what makes it a big difference is I think the power in society really is with you ladies. So I've always been a full-on guy doing all this, I think it's very, very important that men realize that you ladies have got an incredible power, and not power over us to control. No, you've got an amazing power to nurture, to love, and to spread this in a different way to men. Men have got a great role in life for sure, and we're there as supporters, as part of the deal for sure. I think it's really time that society opened up its mind and gave women the place back in society that they deserve. I mean, you are the creators of life. We can never do that. You've got things that men just cannot do and haven't got, and it's not our role. So I like the Egyptian model where the ladies are like the super powerful, incredible ladies, but the men are the rulers, but it's very clearly with the ladies in the background and everything shared. There's equality, proper equality.
There are like still today like quotes that says a man that is powerful always has a lady that is there next to him. We are yin and yang, right? We complement each other, and it's how we find back this love and this, we are on an uplifting spiral every single day. Our couple is the base of our family, allows us to grow. Who today in their couple can feel that it's a safe place? We do, and it took us time, and every day we value it, and we look after it, we cherish it, and it gives us such a place to grow. And we are all constantly trying to grow and find our place in society and to feel good, right? We all want to feel good and have fun and enjoy life and have the abundance of the money, of the experiences, and have a great time, right? Well, for that, you need a place where you thrive, where you feel you thrive, where you feel you can fall. You miss a step, bam, you hurt your knee, but you know that there you're safe. And the person in front of you sticks with you and supports you in going through whatever you need to go through to expand. And this is what we are so grateful we feel for each other every day. And there's ups and there's downs. With the downs, we grow. With the ups, we feel stronger. And we feel that we give that safe place for our children to grow to, because if we all feel safe from our inside, then life is simple. It's simpler, than when you give your power to the environment and hope that the environment makes you feel good.
And that's why the balance is what Mags is saying. It's fantastic as a couple. And what I really want to get across is that, yes, it's okay if the guy listens and everything to the lady. The lady has also got to give the man his space to be the man. It's got to be two-way, because a lot of the ladies out there are just, they go, they know what they're doing. If the guys are not really sure, he doesn't listen and it's a bit difficult, it can be that he's making an effort and he's really trying and he's just lost. We think differently. You ladies think differently to us, and that's really okay. It's really fine. So you do need to let the guys in to be able to show that they can do what they want to do and be the people that you want them to be. And you can do it.
So behind a quantic husband, there's a quantic wife.
If you want a quantic family, you have to have both. I think it is really, really important to give each other the space, let each other make mistakes, just love them for who you are. That's the real big thing. You hear it, but to actually do it, to love the person for who they are and let them be who they are. You're not even going to like every single thing they say or do. It's okay. You love the person, you love the essence of the person, and it's okay. And you can change your mind. Maybe you start to like what they say and do on some of the things, and you just let them be who they are. If you love them and you're with them, just let them be who they are. Don't try and change them and try and mold them or shape them. Just smile at them and accept and love the beautiful things that you love about them, and focus on the things that you just think are fantastic about them. That's why you're with them.
Bring curiosity. Bring curiosity in your daily life. And try to see the bright side, because the more you see the bright side, the more you attract it.
It's true.
It's gorgeous. This is so beautiful. So I feel like crying. So lovely.
Me too.
So lovely. Because it's beautiful to see, because you know what? This is one of the reasons why I wanted to have you guys on here, because I know that you guys did a show with Sarah Laman for her YouTube channel. And I know if you guys don't remember Sarah, she came on Hot Topics a few weeks ago, and you can find that on our Hot Topics Live Facebook page or our YouTube channel. And we talked about couples, and we talked about everything that she's doing with presenting couples that are succeeding and living a fulfilling, happy life, through the ups and downs. It doesn't matter, what's happening in life, but you're still a unit, and you're still a safe haven for each other and providing love and acceptance for one another. And she told us about you being on there. And I was so like, yes, what a great pair to have. And so I'm super excited to be able to present you to everyone who watches Hot Topics Live, so that they can also witness the authenticity and realness of love, because a lot of people don't know what that is. They've never seen it from their parents or any family members. They don't know how to even begin to attain a healthy relationship the way that you have. So I think it's really beautiful for you to share everything that you shared, because I've learned a lot of these things, but through the process of failing at marriage, right? My next one's going to be on point. So anyway, so I don't give up. And I also believe very deeply in the power of real, authentic love. And which brings me to my question. How you got to this, what you said a while back, was each of you worked on yourselves individually and brought that knowledge together. So if you were going to give a first step for how to achieve a beautiful relationship the way you have, lasting, would you say that that's what we should do? We should work on ourselves, heal our inner child wounds, heal our triggers and traumas, and really grow within our own person, so that we can grow together?
Yeah, absolutely. What the thing that came to me was, don't take it personally. That's one of the the biggest root. It's so easy when somebody talks to you to just go, oh, he's aiming that at me. And we do that all the time, right? When we speak to people, because they use you or they say something, we just take it personally. It gets straight into us. Even when we say we build, you know, a carapace, you say carapace? A shelf around yourself, we always get touched. And when we get touched, there's a message for us too, right? But don't take it personally in your couple is so important. It's like a mantra to have in your head when you speak to your partner to start with, and you really want to make a change, and go, I'm not taking it personally. Whatever the person is telling me, I'm not taking it personally. I'm not taking it personally. I'm not taking it personally. That is something that we slowly put in place. So the communication in the couple is so important. You know, we make assumptions all the time. We make assumptions that the other, when they say that, then mean that towards us. So
that's not always true.
It's not all. It's often different than what we perceive it is. So it really. So these two things as a start, and yes, you're here with this person. You both want to grow. If you want to grow together, you need to invest some time in growing who you are. Honestly, my life has never been so fulfilled now that I've walked back the path to my heart, that I've walked back the path to who I am. And I'm discovering a bit more every day. But when you realize what you're scared of is only about yourself, then maybe you can just go, yeah, okay, I'm going to try and see who I am. Because it's so much easier to live a life where you're authentic. You are yourself and you give. Because when you give, you also receive and you accept to receive. And sometimes it's going to sting, like that Scorpio that was in your bathroom this morning. But sometimes it's, and these people that will sting you, they will sting you for a reason to, and you'll learn from it. And then, but when you live your life open, you also meet and attract people that are open like you. You change circle of friends. You elevate yourself.
So there's the real way to do that. That's super successful, I think, as a couple. As your question is if you do decide, if as a couple you say, you know what, I really want our relationship to improve and be the best possible, and you say that to your partner, even if one of you takes the lead, and it is often a lady. If you just sit together and say, listen, I really, really want to make this the best relationship possible. And so I am going to work on myself. So you're going to see some changes. Please give me feedback. I'm going to tell you what I'm trying to do and explain what it is you're trying to do and why there are changes. So that's part of the communication. Put it on the table. I want to improve myself. Will you help me? Will you stand by me? Ideally, like happened with me, the other one gets a bit intrigued and says, you know what? I think I'll try that too. And then you both understand that you're both growing and doing the best you can. And so you're both patient with each other, because it doesn't happen overnight. And the old programs are still there. You may get angry with each other or shout a bit or whatever. Of course, get frustrated. But it's okay, because you're both learning, or at least you've said, if it's only one of you, if you've said, this is what I'm doing, so please be aware this may happen. Just bear with me, give me some space. But then you're sharing, and then it will happen. And then it just makes it easier. You create the environment where you're accepted, and it's okay. And it's okay to make the mistakes. But in fact, I think the positive is so big, and you quickly, it's like exponential. You start off slowly with little bits, and then you think you're going to do it, and then you don't. And it's okay. Let it go. Don't beat yourself up. You're improving every day. You do your best. And then it goes exponential, where all of a sudden you get to a point after, it could be weeks, a few months, everything is like every day you're just remembering more, and you're doing more, and you find yourself doing and saying what it is you really wanted to do and say in the way that you wanted to. And you get a response from your partner. It's just big smile instead of getting annoyed with you or something they might have before. You look at them and they just go, that's fine. I love you. Everything's cool. And that's it. And that's so magic. And then you just get more and more confident with each other. And it's easy enough to do. You need to make it a habit and work on it every day. We're absolutely not robots, and sometimes one will get really frustrated or upset or whatever. But the other one, now we know so much. Now we say, it's okay. I don't need to comment. Can I do anything for you? That's okay.
If you want your relationship to work, just give it all. Because if it doesn't work out, you can tell yourself, I did my true best. I did everything I could. I gave it all. And if it doesn't work, maybe it's an experience and it's not meant to work. And it's okay. But you open your heart. You went all the way with yourself and you tried so hard that you've learned stuff. And thanks to that, you grow.
Beautiful. I feel that to my very core, because that's everyone who's been watching this show for the last, I don't know, over 100 episodes knows that I went through a divorce while I was doing this show. We talked about it kind of often. And so that was always how I felt, was I have to do everything possible. I have to know that I've done everything possible so that when I have to move forward and move in a different direction, that I can be okay and take the lessons with me. So it's sort of the same concept I apply to everything, is if there's a failure, and not that it's a failure, it's more like a lesson, but we fail forward. So we take the lesson. There's never we don't lose. We learn and we take the lesson and we apply those things into our next relationship, so that one has a chance to become, that beautiful, safe haven, fulfilling, happy relationship, and that can weather the storms that come in life, because certainly we've all experienced them, right? And speaking of storms, having children can feel like little storms when they come along into a happy couple's life. You guys started off with 2 because you blended as a family, but adding in more, I know that had to cause quite an uproar. So tell us about maintaining your beautiful relationship when you're adding in these precious little additions.
Well, we found out this balance after having our own children.
Oh, really?
That wasn't there before. We grew with them.
Wow, that's amazing.
I think when our first daughter came in our life, I looked at her on the first day she was born and I thought to myself, I want you to be happy. I want you, little girl, to thrive in life. And I realized for that to happen, I had to thrive. I had to start by doing it for me. And that was a really important moment on my journey to say, okay, how happy am I every day? Because we all know that if we want to lead the way for others, it's not just through words that it works, right? Because words are just the tip of the iceberg. We really have to feel it inside us, and that's what the children are sponged from who we are. They feel our emotion, they feel our thought, that they really take on our habits, the said one, but a lot of the unsaid one, most of the unsaid one too. So that's how we started the journey. And I think what Keith has done incredibly well on the journey is to put us as a first. When we started going together, his priority was his children. And we can understand that why,
I was scared, I was scared not to see them, and it was really hard, and that's a really, really difficult thing, right? It's really, really difficult.
So when our children came along, I copied the model kind of, and I decided, okay, I'm going to put my children first too. And then my life went all upside down when I had my burnout, and I thought, well, I'm going to put myself first now. I need to recover. I had lost the sparkle of life. I didn't see any purpose of life anymore. And then we opened the door to, well, what about us?
I think it's actually much easier and it's better now we've got children together as well, because it's the thing with blended families, they've always got the completely different points of view. So Mags didn't have children and I did already, so my feelings are different. She didn't understand the feelings of a parent, right? It's not possible, however many books you read or people you talk to get that feeling of love and for a child of your own child. So we were at the beginning, it was me and my children, and then she just wanted to go away and go on holidays and do things together, which I wanted to as well, but it was very much more complicated. So we're looking at things from different perspectives and different angles. It's quite tricky. When we had the children together as well, the click was there, and I saw a change in Mags when she became a mother. And one of the first things she said was, now she felt complete. She's actually had a baby. She become a mum. It's a different world, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And then to have another one, and then all of a sudden, even especially after the second one, you think, wait a minute. She looked at me then and started to realize what I'd been feeling and experiencing for the years before, and she changed the way she reacted with me. So it made the family more bonded together, which is, maybe it seems like it'd be more complicated, but I think it actually made it easier because there was an understanding from both sides of what it's like to be a parent and the feelings. So then she started to imagine not seeing her two children half the time. I think, wait a minute, but that's what I've been doing for years. And then the third one came along, and we understand, I think, more and more that these little bundles of energy, how they push patience. A lot of people say I'm a really patient man. My father says, I do not know how you are so patient. I say, oh, thanks, Dad, that's great. I have my children, each one pushes me so far with patience, and they bring beauty. These little creatures, when you watch, if you actually allow them to be themselves, which is an extension already of what we do with ourselves and with each other, and then you look at these as beautiful little humans and say, you know a lot of things. Just because you're a child, right? It doesn't mean you don't know anything. So by letting them express themselves and let them be who they want to be as well. So our philosophy of how we are together extends to the children. The things that they say and do teach us every day. And I think that's quite belittling, and it's so fascinating. And it makes everything just much more joyful in the family. It really does. It's not easy having 5 children. No, it's not. There are challenges. Everything takes an hour to go anywhere, to get out the door. It's just different. And there are fights and arguments. Of course. But I think that the positive and the learning and the wonderful experiences from these beautiful beings, it far outweighs the trickiness which comes every day. This screaming, this crying, it's every day. But that's not the main thing we focus on. Then suddenly the phrases they say, the words, what they explain, they suddenly explain something to you. You say, well, how do you know that? He's 4 years old. I don't know. I just do. It's like that. I've been watching. They watch and learn all the time, and they can give you messages and feedback, and you can learn from them. We learn all the time. So I think having a blended family it scares people, and it's tricky. Or for some people, it's really, really tricky. I understand for sure. And there's always the exes which have their view and their say, which is fine because it's also their children. So it's much more complex. But having them ourselves has helped us with that for sure. Mags has changed enormously. So she manages 5, 3, then 5, 3, then 5 better, far better than she managed just 2 for a week and then not there, 2 for a week and not there. So I'd encourage people just to have more children. Get going, just do it.
But yeah, the us being the center of that us being aligned, not all the time, but us really making our relationship important, and the foundation of everything. If we are happy with each other, then there's joy in the house, and the children respond to that, and they come and get us, right? They're little mini us, so they come and get us on our own part and our own history with ourselves. But if we entertain the relationship of love between us, we thrive. And yeah, we're the example. We are leading by example, right?
We've got the extra little lovely twist of being French and English, so the cultures are just next door to each other. There's only 40 kilometers between countries. They are opposites in almost everything. Culturally, it's quite phenomenal. It's amazing how everything is so different. So you've got two different cultures, blended family mixed together. And it works. It can work, really. If you make what we've done, I agree with Max fully, is what we made. Instead of me focusing on my children, and you're there, great, I love you a lot, however. Now I realize, we are the core of the family, right? And the children can, when they see how we are together, because they look and they feel everything. They look, they check, they go, okay, they're fine. And they've become more relaxed because we're better as a couple. We haven't told them anything, have we? And it's just the whole atmosphere in the house and the energy is much, much nicer because we're nicer to each other and we give each other the space. So that we would recommend that. I would recommend making it the core. The children are there, of course, and we also believe we're not there to tell them what to do and to force them to be a certain way or anything. We're there as like pillars of safety and guidance if they require it for them. We're there to, we believe, to accompany the children. They're going to grow. They're going to be themselves. I don't agree with everything they do, their points of view, and that's absolutely fine. I don't want them all to be me. I want them to be them. So we're going to be here forever. The children are they're growing every day, and they grow quickly. And the eldest grew 15 centimeters in 1 year. He's now nearly as tall as me. He's 14 years old. 3, 4, 5 years, he's out of here. He's gone, and he's going to live his wonderful life. And I hope, you never know, I hope we will see a lot of him. But he's off and gone. We'll still be here. The children grow. The 5 are gone and disappear. And we're like, what now?
We want to stay together.
We carry on. Exactly. So that's the thing. What we're setting up now is forever for us too. The children come and go, and we're always there for them. But we are. I've seen it in families where the children have grown and then they've gone, and then the couple say, well, what do we do now? And there was no real couple. They were just bringing up the children, and there was something missing. So we said, you know what? Well, let us be the core and the spark, and let us have fun, and they can come and visit whenever they want when they've gone.
I love that. That's was always my plan. You know what? Because that's exactly what you said. The kids are going to grow up and they're going to go live their lives. That's what I did. Left to the military and never went home. I just started living my life, right? So if you are lucky and you have a rich, fulfilling life on your own or with your partner, when your kids leave, sure, you might have empty nest syndrome for a little bit, but you'll get over it quickly because you have a rich, fulfilling, juicy life on your own or with your partner, and you can continue on. This is part of your journey. It's not the only journey. Being a parent is not the destination of life. It's just part of your life. It's like, in the grand scheme of things, it's 18 years, 20 years, 25 years if you're lucky. They're out by then. but it's just those years. And in the grand scheme, if we live to be 100 years old and we're living longer and longer, right? That's just like a bump on the road. And they're beautiful parts of your life afterwards. If, you've created a beautiful relationship with them and they want to keep in touch with you, but it is so much more important to be, well-founded in who you are and also in your relationship than to devote yourself to your children and lose all identity of who you are, which is what I did for a number of years. and had to really find my way back to being who I was, thinking, oh, a mom was this way and I needed to do these things to be a good mom, right? And lost myself along the way. And it's been such a process to refine who I am and to continue to grow. But it does make me a better mother for my children because I'm happier. And actually
Absolutely.
ending my marriage did that as well, because we were quite the opposite at the end there for than what you guys are. What we were showing the kids was not very good, right? And this is what I've learned from my teenage son repeatedly. Okay. So my point is, when you create that power couple, that successful unit, that is the role model and example for your kids, they are much happier for it. And and sometimes the best choice is, if that's not the case, walking away from that situation and being the best, happiest person you can be on your own for yourself. And that's also sets an example for your kids as well, that
I
they
think
can
that's
follow.
very important. What you're
Mhm.
saying. Sorry, I'm interrupting here, but
You're good.
so many sites here, so many couples saying, we're staying for the children, and
Mhm.
which model are you showing them? What the unsaid they feel.
Mhm.
You're
The
telling
energy.
them that it's okay to be sad and miserable every day. It's what do you and people, I know, I really understand why people do it, because as you were saying, we all have beliefs of how a mom should be, how a couple should be. We should give everything to our children. We've heard that this is part of our culture, our upbringing, our society that tells us, no, you have to be a slave, you have to suffer in your life. This life is not for that. This is bullshit. This is wrong. This is not okay. Please listen to that. You deserve to be happy. You are the creator of your life. Everything that you see through your eyes, you created it. It's scientifically proven. This is why we're called the Quantic Family, because we're passionate about neuroscience, understanding of epigenetics, understanding of what truly the scientists are discovering today. Come out of these beliefs. We are creating this. This is an experience. Come on. All together, we can make it a better place, because if we all look at what are we creating every day, is that the life we really want to be in? No. If the answer is no, go for it. Change your path. We are the only people on this earth that have got the choice. Animals don't have the choice. If you believe in angels, they don't have the choice. They envy us. We have the choice to decide every day of where we're putting our feet. Don't put it on that Scorpio. That will hurt. But where do you want your feet? And yes, it requires courage. Yes, it does. Yes, it requires repetition. And often it requires you accepting to hand your hand in somebody else's hand that has already walked the path, that will support you on the way. Yes, but I promise it's worth every single penny, every single minute of investment. Because then life, get bright, and we hear on the podcast the beautiful birds that are from Costa Rica, I guess, because they're not from here.
Or here.
From Costa Rica.
That's life. Life is about enjoying every single moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's tricky to do
Paradise,
that.
not paradise. It could be in heaven, but paradise is here.
Heaven is here. We are in heaven, the heaven that we are creating.
Absolutely. And what we want to do, what we try and do every day, is pass that on to the children. And they see that, and we this is what we say all the time, and we explain to them. We take the time to explain what we believe and how we believe it, and they can do it or not. But imagine within 1 or 2 generations, if lots and lots and lots of people just had great views on life and realize that they were creating their own environment, and it can be positive, and just change. It's a small change to make a massive difference. And then your children, they flourish and they grow up, and they've got the same attitude already at 18 when they go into the big world. It took us a long time to learn it. We're passing it on now. So we get the next generation of children. At 18, I've got this same view, collaboration, the sharing, the open-minded, and the world changes immediately.
And there is a belief that we have to work hard to pay them for a long studies, to buy them holiday. But this is bullshit. This is belief again. Start by you. You are the example. They choose you to be the leader on their way. Show them you can be happy. Show them you are the creator of your life. And they will go and do it. Absolutely. Our daughter, she takes cold showers in the morning after us.
She's 6.
She's 6. And she's like, Mummy, I take a colder shower than you. And she does, but she loves it because it's fun, because I take these cold showers and I used to go, my brain, my neocortex, you're not leading this. I am in that vessels. I am in that body, and I decide. And now she sees me having fun, and she does it. It's the example that we show them every day. That I have to say, we have an issue with sweets and chocolates, though, because she decided that, whatever we feel about sweets, but she wants to have sweets, and she will make sweets, and it's all about the sweets. And I know why, because we're not making it fun. We're like telling her this is a punition. You have to stop eating sugar. Sugar is bad for you. And she's like, what? No, I'm going to eat sugar. Anyway, make it fun. Gamify it. We all want to play. We're in a game.
That's a good point. That's just one point of not everything's easy all the time. It really isn't. So the children have had sweets and chocolate before. But I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, we've making another big change on this as well. So if a child's had sweets and chocolate for 4 or 5 years, and then you say, guess what? We're stopping that. Oh, really? You think we're stopping that, do you? And they'll find a way. They'll go around the street, and then they come and eat a sweet. Where'd you get that from? Oh, my friend's mum just happened to give me some. Yeah, thanks. And you can't stop me. And you go, okay, you're right. It's lovely, isn't it? It's lovely.
So guys, we have 1 hour.
Yes, we do have 1 hour. And before we wrap up the show, I want to talk a little bit about your podcast and your coaching.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so we have 2 podcasts. I'm the host of, so I'm on Instagram, I'm Authentic Mom, and I have a podcast in French and in English, and it's all about authentic birth. So my English podcast is called Authentic Birth, and my French podcast is called Naissance Authentique. Naissance Authentique. It's the same word in French. And what we do is we support couples. So this is what we do, and we really focus on the mindsets, and we put it on we base what we do with, as we were saying, neuroscience and quantic physics, because we are passionate about that. And what we decided to go with is to do it around maternity and the podcast and the birth, because we believe that it's a fantastic transition in people's life to bring on some new ways of being in the couple. Because when a child comes to your world, it just, something explodes in your face. And our society do not prepare us to these 40 days after birth. And often the dad or the dad to be doesn't know what to do. He sees his wife transforming, but he is still the same. And so it's how can we accompany the transformation at all levels so they are connected, communicating, and happy as a couple when a child comes along. Because this period of life is often, people have their second child to try to get their couple working again. We'll have a second child, that's going to bring us together. What it won't. What will is that you invest some time in your couple and your child come along, and then it's magical.
We've also got the coaching is on the quanticfamily.life. I love the end name. I've got an online course, so have a little look, and there's always availability for more personalized and extended coaching as well. Very open and free, whatever people need. As couples, as individuals, with couples is the main thing. Okay.
We take on groups too, because we find that we truly believe that it's together that we make a change, and it's by also being present to each other's experience that we can relate and say, I am not on my own, and because I can see this person opening up, I'm okay, as a future dad, as a man, to open up to and say, well, this is how I've been feeling inside me for 20 years. Have you?
That's why when Gloria, you said earlier, Gloria, it works well that as a couple we do. It's rare to have couples coaching couples with the man's input is there. I'm a man, we've got 5 children, and a man's man. I do things like, I love man stuff. I like my garage, my cars and things, and guys can see that you can still have your yin side come out, and you can welcome having a softer side as well, and still be a proper man in a relationship. So doing it for the guys and the girls together, it definitely works. And we speak the same language. Guys think like guys most of the time. It's generalization, but there is something there with how the brains are wired, and ladies speak, you think like ladies. So guy to guy chats is different, straight to the point, and we know what we're talking about. It's the same language. So you're quite right, Gloria. It does help.
And women, you have this magical power. You've got this magical power to invite your man to come along the way with you. It does come from you, and then he needs to make his decision if he follows you or not. But the hand, put your hand out.
You need to do this.
There are ways, like we'll talk about this in the training. There are ways that you can make it easier for the guys to do, and there are ways.
We're gonna have a whole episode about those ways.
But that's the course. To get people go on the course, you're gonna get a taster, and you're gonna want more. And with it, that we just want to spread the word and help as many people as possible. Encourage people. We've come on a journey from where it was really tricky and complicated and difficult to how we feel now. And if we could share that with people, that's what we love to do. That would just be brilliant.
I have a question.
That's awesome.
The Quantic Family .life, that's your website?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Okay, perfect. So we could just Google that, and then we'll find your website, and then we can connect with you if we want to book a session.
Absolutely. And we've got also the Instagram, the Quantic Family.
Ooh, so let's check that out. I'm gonna have to go and follow that immediately. And I know that we get to see all sorts of really cool stuff on your authentic mom, and I love your reels, usually in French, but I don't care because they look happy. Okay,
that's a
and
good
it's a
point.
beautiful
Yeah.
language.
That's a lovely point, in fact, because Mugs has got her Instagram that she runs because we got the French market and everything. She does it sometimes for English, sometimes French, and mixed. And for our side as well, for the Quantic Family one, it's a lot of it is me, because it's through my phone. So when I walk off with the little ones and I've cycled all 3 of them to school and back, and Mugs is doing a podcast and I'm supporting and helping, I do my little films, and there's a lot of me on there explaining what I'm doing to support Mags and how we do things and how guys feel and just what happens with the children, and because there's a story every day with children, right?
We're in the process too. I'm making more reels and making the reels that I do in French also in English, because they absolutely fit in English, and it's just a language. It's just finding the time to do it all, but it's all coming, and it's all fun. I just love my reels. I just could do reels every day, every single hour. This is like my new hobby. I just love it.
Yeah,
I love that. They're
just
fun.
Oh yeah,
I love it. This is so cool. It's the intention is really to put messages out, to give women confidence, to give couple confidence, and to believe that our bodies are made to create life
and be happy.
and be happy.
So yeah, it's fun watching her, because the reels are fun, right? As you learn to do reels, they're very short, aren't they?
Yes.
There's quite a lot of work sometimes in the short one. They say, yeah, should we eat now, my love? There's stuff happening. There's children everywhere. I'm doing my reel. I've got to do my reel.
Okay, guys, so it's time to wrap it up.
That's right. And it has been such a pleasure to have you here and spend time with you today. I just love everything that you have to share. And I would love it if you'll plan some time to come back. I know how busy you are. It's very hard to get you nailed in for a time slot, but I would love it if you came back and did another episode.
It'd be a pleasure. Thank you so much for hosting this. It was lovely to meet you, Gloria. I love your energy as well.
Too.
We could come to Costa Rica and do it with you, honestly. If there's a room in the bus for more, we could do that. We could do that. Thank you so much for the invite. It's really lovely to share with you.
I'm gonna create a space for podcasters down here so they can come and podcast with me here in Costa Rica.
Fantastic idea.
I'm on the list. I don't know what the list is, but
of course.
We're all gonna do that there. We'll do it all again, but from live from Costa Rica.
It's really cool what you guys are doing here and helping people. It's really fantastic. So thank you for letting us be a part of it. Huh? It's a pleasure for us. Thank you so much.
Anytime, you guys. So I'm going to put you into the green room and we will wrap up the show. If I know it's quite late for you, so if you have to run, we totally understand and we send you lots of love. But if you can stay, we'll say a proper goodbye after the show.
We'll hang around.
Fine.
Awesome. We'll see you. Hey. We'll see you in a few minutes then. Love you guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to be in Hot Topics today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow,
that was amazing. I love it. It's what's like for me.
No, it was just what you needed today, right?
Yes.
So everything happens in divine timing. I've been trying to get them on for a while and they happen to be available when you needed to hear their message. I needed to hear it. We all needed to hear it. And I know that surprisingly, most of our viewers are men. So I love that Keith was here to share everything he had to say, and Mags as well, and how we can create beautiful, happy relationships that, you know, meet our needs and communicate what those needs are effectively so that they can be accepted and met, and do that for each other, and then create that beautiful relationship to bring a family into, or to improve your family life and your children's life and really set them up for a really beautiful start to life by witnessing such love.
Yeah, it was, you know, in this time and moment, there's a lot of couples having a lot of issues, and probably there are a lot of them. They can be fixed, they can grow and give it another chance. So Absolutely. This is the right time. It's not about, you're toxic, you leave it, and if he's like this, leave it later, you know, like that is a promotion out there about it, you know, breaking. No, why we don't, you know, put a pause and disintoxicate where you are and see what happens, and give the space and grow up and see what happens. And like they said, one day can grow and the other will not grow, and the thing doesn't work. At least you have in your soul, in your conscious, that you did everything, because not every relationship can be solved, but a lot of relationships can be solved if there's really love in there.
Yeah, I mean, if you really love this person, then you can make an effort to work things out and figure out what the issues are. A lot of times it's projections, right? It's our own issues, our own triggers, right? We talked about this earlier this week. And when you resolve what it always comes back to for me, right? Attachment style, core wounds, things that happened to you in your childhood, you know, different issues that we have to work through on our own. But actually, a lot of people don't know what they need in a given moment. So when I'm coaching, I like to tell people to do a needs assessment and to get comfortable assessing what you need in this moment. You had a conversation at work with a coworker, right? And you walked away from that conversation feeling upset in some way, right? Take a moment. What did I need? How did I need that to go? What did I need from that person? Your partner, your supervisor, your friend, and now how could I have effectively communicated that without projecting or without, being negative or being like it's an attack? Or how could I have been more receptive to what I was told and not defensive? So it's like always looking at yourself and taking maximum accountability for what you need and also your behavior, right? And once you can figure out what you need, then you can figure out how to communicate it. And you know what else is something that I really love that they were talking about was your love languages. Well, we all give love and receive love differently. And the way you give and receive love could be two different ways as well. So understanding what that is for your partner is really important. But it's the same thing with communication, right? And then people don't talk about this a lot. You receive information and you give information. You have a preferred way. So I might be able to tell you, I could be like, you could say to me, Kia, you don't look good today. What's going on? Like, or you could be like, Kia, you look like shit. Like one of those ways is not going to be received as well as the other, right? By a person. And so it's good to understand how your partner needs to receive information. Some people like to be talked to in a tough way. You might want me to say, Gloria, what the fuck? You look like shit. That might be what you need to hear. And you might want me to say it to you that way, but I don't want to hear it that way. Okay.
Exactly.
So you have to understand how to communicate effectively with compassion and empathy and authenticity with your partner as well. And I think those such beautiful, beautiful moments that we got to share with the Quantic family, and we got to hear so much wonderful advice. And if you want to dive deeper, I highly, highly recommend that you go and run to the quanticfamily.life, go and Google that, research that, and then book an appointment with them, because you can only get better and have a more happy and fulfilling partnership and family by doing so. And if you watch this entire episode, if you've watched till now, then you felt their energy and you saw how authentic they were and how genuine, and their big desire to help people is really, really authentic and real. And that's what I love about them. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So my dear, we need to wrap it up.
Let's do it. So if you've made it this far, as I mentioned, then you should absolutely go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you prefer to watch us on YouTube. Now, you could prefer watching us on Facebook, which is also fine, but there you'll need to like, share, and subscribe, right? On all of these platforms, so that when we come live, you're going to want to set your notification bell. And because we pop live, whenever we want, really. Okay. But typically, right? So we have a new YouTube channel. We're still sort of ironing out the kinks with that. But if you prefer YouTube and you happen to catch us on here on Facebook, then go to subscribe to our YouTube channel and set your notification bell. And by the way, watch the videos that we have on there and then like them. We will appreciate you for that. We are also changing our time on Hot Topics, and it is going to be 3:30 or 12:30. So that's what's happening also. And
or 1:30
or 1:30 if you're in Costa Rica. So 3:30 on the East Coast on Eastern time, 12:30 on the West Coast Pacific time like me, and 1:30 if you are in Costa Rica like my darling Gloria is. Okay, anywhere around there. And so make sure that you set your notifications, and so that when we come live, and keep up with us and what we're doing. We have a lot of really amazing guests. Tomorrow is going to be a really, really good one. A really, really good one. Okay, so you might want to tune in tomorrow night for my friend Diana Lanos is going to be here, and we are just going to have an amazing time. I'm going to let it be a surprise. So tune in tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. I'm Kia Baker. I am the creator and host of the Female Veterans Podcast, Women Warrior Stories, and success coach at London Real Academy. And I am always joined by a very, very wise, spiritually ascended, incredibly beautiful and fun-loving and charming queen.
Gloria Goldberg. Who else?
Who else?
So this is Gloria Goldberg. This is Gloria Goldberg, the founder of the podcast Unbreakable Life with Glory, where I talk about depression, anxiety, and PTSD in a holistic way, a natural way to always make you feel better. And also the host and the founder of the bilingual show, The Gloria, that's every Wednesday and Fridays. And this Friday is off because I already did my 2 episodes last Friday. So this Friday is off. So I coming back on Monday because I cannot do it on Wednesday. So the bilingual show, The Gloria, is don't have time. So be notifications, put the bell on when Gloria come out and you will see me.
Amazing. Well, I love both of those shows. I liked the one with Julian Poulsen. That was really good. So
Yes.
go to Gloria's Facebook page and check out her shows. They're amazing. I can't get enough of them. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for more fun
Tomorrow.
with us two.
Mañana.
That's right.
A las 9.
Mañana.
Ciao.
Well, bye and have a great rest of your day.